The unthinkable happened. Anthony Joshua, together with two of his closest friends, Sina and Sina and the other guy, I've forgotten his name. It's a Muslim name. They were involved in a fatal motor accident that took the lives of two of them. But people are now beginning to look at it that could it be that Anthony Joshua foresaw this? Because some time ago Anthony Joshua said that people can die at any time and that people should just live their best life when they have the opportunity to.
Whatever you're doing in your lives, we're all going to die one day, so don't get too caught up in the bullshit and the hype. Live your life while you're here, because you never know what's going to fly around. You've got heart attacks, disease, wars, life will just hit you like that. So try to enjoy every day, that's what I'm trying to say. Don't get too caught up in the bullshit.
And that car was definitely overspeeding. So people are now beginning to think that could it have been that Nigerians, they are typical of thinking that Anthony Joshua bought his life with the lives of two of his friends. After all, two people sitting in front, one died, one did not die. Two people at the back, one died, one did not die. Usually in that kind of accident, either two people in the front will die and the two at the back will survive. But for one to die in front and one at the back and the other one no serious injury, it's something that transcends the physical into the supernatural. Just yesterday, they were in Nigeria, or day before yesterday, playing table tennis, and one of them, like we heard, and the Lati, yes, his name is Lati, who happens to be the strength and conditioner trainer of Anthony Joshua. He was playing tennis, and we know that he is a humanitarian, and he has an NGO in Nigeria where they come and help people who are in need and all of that, like he did some time ago, as can be seen in this video.
Tragically, two other passengers in the vehicle lost their lives at the scene.
Videos have actually surfaced from Anthony Joshua's close associate and personal trainer's recent humanitarian outreach campaign in Nigeria before he sadly passed away in his crash, and this was the kind of work he was doing.
Hi guys, so I'm here back at the Spot project. I was here in 2019 and boy, the changes that have been made are incredible. They've built a couple of new buildings. This building behind me wasn't here before. A couple of new classrooms for the kids to learn Arabic, English, maths and all that kind of good stuff that they need to learn to survive in the society. The football pitch that's been done for them to play football, which they all love, and the basketball courts. So I'm seeing that they're not only working on their mental state, they're working on their physical form as well. So well done to Spot project and congratulations. May Allah bless you guys, and I'd really, really encourage you guys to come out here and see it for yourself. With the help of donations. This is all helping for a great cause, not only for the kids, but for ourselves. It's a humbling feeling to be out here. I feel tremendously happy out here and at peace, knowing that the kids are safe and seeing the improvement from around about 4 years ago. I advise you guys to come out here and check it out for yourself or participate by any means possible, whether it's just giving a little bit of donations to help the project. Peace.
So if you look at it very well, you see that there was a stationed truck on the road, lorry, and it was on the neck of the road, so it had every right to be there. Just like it could have been a broken down truck, it could be a truck where the driver wanted to go and get something to eat, it could be anything. Sometimes we are driving and we park by the roadside to do one or two things, and Anthony Joshua's driver was definitely overspeeding, just like the reports of the Federal Road Safety Corps and some other eyewitnesses. And so he was overspeeding and he was involved in a reckless overtaking. So he was probably trying to overtake another vehicle, and then he swerved and then suddenly realized that there was a trailer right in front of me. Maybe he wasn't seeing his phone very well, and then he tried to return, and so that was when the ricochet occurred, and it was the part of the passenger in front and behind that collided with the truck, and then they died. I think both of them died on the spot. But the thing is this: Anthony Joshua was putting on belt. If he wasn't putting on belt, he would have bounced off his seat and probably would have had some form of head injury, because he was definitely in pains, even though he was in belt. So maybe his other friend, either Lati or Sina, was not in belt, the one that sat at the back, because ordinarily I saw that yes, the right side of the car was really gone. But what is still surprising to me is the fact that the seat was very intact of the second passenger, and so maybe the part of the car that peeled off, the part of the car that peeled off, that is already off the car now. I mean the top parts, the door and the roof parts of the right hand side are pulled off, somehow punctured his head or hit him hard on the seat, because ordinarily the way it was as if it was yanked off, and whoever was sitting there would have survived if the person was on belt. But it's unfortunate And as you can see in the image,
both these friends together in good spirits before the situation. This is the last footage of them together.
I'll show you the streets of Nigeria. Oluwasina, the first Iranian ever to step foot in Nigeria.
2 times this year as well. That's amazing. April, December.
That's why you're called Oluwasina now, bro.
Rest in peace, there was known by Sinner, very close to Anthony Joshua, and also Lativ as well. These are his day one friends, not just situation. We also see a story from the other guy involved in the crash, another close friend, and he was posting up him just out in Nigeria and even posted near the vehicles before we see this tragic situation unfold. Apparently Anthony Joshua, a part of this situation, was unconscious. In complete shock your body goes into in a car crash like this. He probably didn't even know at that moment in the police car the extent of what happened to his friends.
So here is an interesting take by somebody on the internet, Twitter to be precise. It says, so if I have an accident in Nigeria, no police or ambulance will show up. The UK and the US in recent years have paid approximately 10 billion, maybe dollars or naira, I don't know, to Nigeria for infrastructure. Where has it gone? This person is indirectly saying Nigeria is corrupt because our politicians and the people they've given the money to do all this contract have put the money in their pocket. So in the end, that has already been answered. Even if the government is awful, why aren't these millionaires and billionaires, the Bonners that is referring to Burna Boy, the Wizards that's Wizkid, and the copies that is DJ Copy, of the world, putting money together for a workable emergency service like the Jews in Stamford Hill, or how the London Air Ambulance is funded with donations and corporate partnership sponsors. So you find some countries, there are some infrastructure, there are some things, there are some services that you'll find corporate bodies coming to put together. Lagos Ibadan Expressway is one of the busiest roads in Nigeria. Really, government should do something. Nowadays you find almost what's it called now, road safety, at every less than 50 kilometers or even like 30 kilometers or something. You see their vehicle patrolling, you see them stationed somewhere. There should also be ambulances. Though I know road safety has ambulance, but how many? I don't think you see more than 1 or 2 in the whole of that Lagos Ibadan express where there's over 140 kilometers long. It's a shame on Nigerian government. So that line Renomokri, flip-flopping Renomokri, who had been looking for position in government, he has now been given. He will continue to defend Tinubu for this gross incompetence. Lagos Ibadan Expressway should have ambulances. So it now continues. There is too much money in Nigeria for there not to be an emergency service. Surely, you are very correct. Lame May. This person knows Nigeria very well, and that's why this person has put this, and I'm impressed with it, and I 100% agree with the person's submission. So Matchroom, his promoter, owned by Eddie N, put out an update that is in a stable condition, but he lost his friends. And this is Jake Paul, whose jaw he shifted. Jake Paul also wished him well. And finally, these are the picture of 3 of them together. May their soul rest in peace. Remember to like, subscribe.